What is the significance of buffer in AWS? The elastic load balancer warrants that the succeeding traffic is distributed favorably across different AWS cloud instances. A buffer in turn synchronizes various components and prepares the additional elastic to a burst of load or traffic in nick of time. These processed components tend to work in a wobbly way of receiving and processing the given requests. So the buffer generates the symmetry, coupling diverse source apparatuses and designs them to strive at the similar rate to provide more quick services. What are the safety protocols to protect the data in the AWS cloud? It should be guaranteed that it is made invalid to hinder the information in the cloud during the carrying movement of the data from one starting point to its destination. It is equally important to ensure that there should not be any dripping of the data en route in the security key from multiple storerooms in the cloud. Insulating the information from additional companies' information and then encrypting it by means of viable ways is also advisable. What are scalability and flexibility? The capability of a strategy to increase the amount of tasks to be done on the present hardware resources and to mobilize the hefty workloads effortlessly, thereby deactivating the inconsistencies within the cloud application is scalability. The ability of a venture to expand the work on its current and auxiliary hardware property is recognized as flexibility, since equipping the facility to divulge command empty of putting in the infrastructure at all. AWS has many configuration management solutions and resources for AWS scalability, flexibility, availability, and management. What are the layers in AWS cloud architecture? There are altogether 5 different layers in AWS architecture. They are: Cluster Controller, CC; Storage Controller, SC; Cloud Controller, CLC; Walrus, W; Node Controller, NC. How to facilitate the spin-up services in the cloud. The Application Programming Interface, API, tools are utilized for the spin-up services and also for the written scripts. These written scripts could be coded in languages like Perl, Bash, and other preferred languages. There is another option of patterned administration and specifying blueprint tools such as a dummy or improved offspring. The scale tool can also be used, and eventually it is a go with a controlled elucidation like a right scale. What is ClickSense? It is an application whose primary task is data visualization that entitles the search and exploring the large amount of data to make sense of the quality and quantity of the datasets. Through the practice of analysis, we can create compact, elastic, and conversing visualization and thus bring forth solutions accordingly. As this Click application is fastidious and meticulous in its work progress, it controls and maintains the access, sharing, and monitoring the database. How a new data table is added. Both data managers and many data sources could be availed to add new data table in a cloud application. Choosing from the data connections which were already defined by the user or administrator and folders and selecting the desired table from it. Selecting from a new data source such ODBC or array, and coupling them all together with connectors, web and data files. Click Data Market can also aid to select from its public or normal commercialized databases. It can be simply done by uploading the file from computer or through an application. When designing an architecture for an intended solution, what is the role of AMI? Amazon Machine Images, AMIs, serves as templates of virtual machines, and an instance in the virtual cloud is obtained from an AMI. AWS offers pre-processed AMIs which we can opt for while we are launching a virtual instance. Some AMIs are not free, therefore can be bought from the AWS cloud market. We can choose to generate our own customized AMI which would support us save space on AWS. If we are not in need of a set of software on the installation, it becomes easy to customize the AMI to do that. This makes it cost efficient, since we could remove the redundant things. What to do in case of AWS direct connection failure? When a connection failure occurs, if a backup AWS Direct Connect configuration is set up, the Direct Connect will switch over to the second one. It is important to turn on bidirectional forwarding detection, BFD, when configuring the connections to confirm quick detection. Subsequently, if a backup IPsec VPN connection setting is configured, all virtual private cloud, VPC, traffic will fail over to the backup VPN connection mechanically. Traffic to and from public resources like Amazon S3 will be routed over the Internet. If the backup AWS Direct Connect link is absent or an IPsec VPN link is missing, then Amazon VPC traffic will be given up in the event of a failure. Distinguish Amazon RDS, DynamoDB, and Redshift. Amazon Relational Database Service, RDS, is a database management service for relational databases. RDS monitors patching, upgrading, and backup of data of databases without the intervention of the user. RDS manages only the structured data. DynamoDB, meanwhile, is a NoSQL database service, and NoSQL could deal with unstructured data. Redshift is a completely different service, and it serves as a warehouse for data and is used in data analysis. How data to Amazon Redshift is loaded from other data resources. To pull the data together and load it from Amazon EC2, DynamoDB, and Amazon RDS, we need to use the copy command to load data in sequential order, directly to Amazon Redshift from Amazon EMR, Amazon DynamoDB, or any SSH-enabled host. AWS Data Pipeline provides a high-octane performance, reliable, fault-tolerant solution to load data from a variety of AWS data resources. AWS Data Pipeline can be availed to specify the data source, desired data transformations, and then execute an already composed import script to load the data into Amazon Redshift. What tools are used to spin up the servers? To spin up the existing servers, we need to roll our own servers and use the AWS Application Programming Interface tools. That scripts are written in Bash, Perl, or other language of user's choice. By using a configuration management systems and feeding tools like Puppet or its next generation of apps Code Chef, tool like Scalar also can be used. How to transfer the currently existing domain name registered to Amazon Route 53 without affecting the web traffic. First, DNS record data for the domain name should be in order. This record is generally available in the form of a zone file that is obtainable and it can get from the existing DNS provider. Once the DNS record data is received, Route 53's Management Console or Simple Web Services interface can be used to generate a hosted zone that will store the DNS records for the domain name and pursue its transfer process. Also, there are steps such as updating the name servers for the domain name to the ones connected with the hosted zone. For finishing the process, we need to contact the registrar with whom the domain registration is done, and following that transferring process is must. As the registrar starts propagating the new name server delegations, the DNS queries will begin to get answered. Thanks for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more videos, subscribe our YouTube channel.